Hello.
Hello
Welcome
to Two Tunes Podcast.
to Tunes Podcast.
I'm Bo,
I'm Brandon.
and we talk about two tunes.
Yes.
This is like the most informal or informational intro we've ever done.
Probably since like episode 1.
Yeah, and we're like, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Yeah.
What are we doing? I wanted to start doing this and be like, hey, like, we appreciate that you're here,
Uh-huh.
and if you like what you hear, subscribe. And if you love what you hear, tell your friends. And if you'd like to contact us,
And if you hate what you hear, tell your enemies.
tell your enemies.
Get
And
them to listen too. Pull a big old trick on them.
yeah, but you can find us on most socials at Two Tunes Podcast.
Correct. This is very NPR.
It is. Well, like a lot of people are like, and like, hey, thanks for the shout out. Like we really love you to do all this stuff, and like they say it at the beginning instead of at the end.
Yeah.
So I figured
don't
like
know.
we should do it at the beginning.
True
and
fans
end.
stick around till the end.
You're right.
Here's bonus content.
Sometimes there's I've been listening because like when I catch up with my like these are the podcasts that I'm caught up on.
Uh-huh.
When I get caught up on those ones, I then go to another pile, right?
Yeah.
And the pile that I'm working on right now is In Defense of Ska.
Okay.
So I'm going back to there, and they like have the end credits, and then there's just a little bit of time, and it's like, hey, so you're still here. That must mean you really like ska. So you could do this, this, and this. So
Nice. I'm gonna disclaim. Can you just use that as a verb? Disclaim?
you can use anything.
I feel like it. Well, I'm going to disclaim that I'm going to sound weird today because I've recovered from COVID, and just barely, and I'm also wearing a mask while we record, so I'm going to sound like kind of stuffed up and also like
distant.
I don't know, distant, I guess. So
Yep.
Yeah, it was a treacherous 5 days. Kind of came out of nowhere. I was telling Bo, like I didn't have Bo's pulling out a tape measure. I think we're good. This has to be more than 6 feet. Yeah, we're good. But I just like woke up last Wednesday, just out of nowhere with like all the symptoms and all the things. So, super sucks. Missed a bunch of school.
I think that's the worst is because like you have stuff that needs to get done.
I got a concert in like 2 weeks, man. Like.
Your concerts
And it's
are
the
late.
end of the year and whatever. Your concerts are early. We can discuss that another time. But
Yeah.
Well,
I agree. I agree that they are early because now they have like a month to prepare for graduation.
yeah.
And that's it. It's
a
like,
lot.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Talking about this.
So anyway, but yeah, if I sound weird, that's why. I hope people checked out the bonus episode, which we recorded. I think we teased that we were going to record it between episode 68 and 69, and then
Which we did record in between.
technically, yeah, just not when we thought, but
Yeah.
it came out since we've. Anyway, but I hope people enjoyed that. That was fun. Hopefully, we can do more of those. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I have a list of people that I'd like to do that. But I want it to be kind of like, oh, this person's putting out something new. Let's talk to them.
Sure.
And I feel that it should be, but maybe it'll evolve into something else.
Yeah.
But
This was kind of a special case. Again, they kind of reached out to us, not even asking for an interview. They just were like,
can you promote?
"Hey,
our
check out
song?
this new tune." Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think they really asked for that. They just were like,
Well, it was like, hey, can you like listen to this
"Yeah,
and do whatever you want to do with it?
sure."
Like talk about it if you want,
Yeah.
or what if you want it. Like we'll give you more information. But I would rather like be like, well, why don't we just talk to you,
Uh-huh.
and you can tell people, our audience, yourselves.
Yeah. It was cool.
It was awesome, even though I apparently have weird anxiety.
Yeah, Bo's very nervous.
I was. It was weird. It was
Yeah.
weird because like I don't get anxiety, but like as soon as I hit record,
Uh-huh.
I shut up.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 questions.
Well, I was trying not to like do all the questions, but at the same time, you were just kind of frozen.
I know. And actually, you may be able to hear it, but like it cut out.
What cut out?
You guys.
Oh.
Everybody but me, and I'm like, I cut it out.
Oh, okay.
I edited that one heavily
Nice.
because there were some awkward pauses.
Yeah.
Which is like you're gonna have that with over the internet because then it takes like 2
And we
seconds
were all
to
over
get,
Zoom. Like I wasn't even in here
yeah
in studio with you like we had originally planned on. So
yeah,
yeah,
but it was fun.
it was.
And actually, you three sounded great,
Cool.
like through the internet.
Yeah.
So
Nice. All right. Who's first today? What episode are we on?
episode 70.
70. Nice. That's good.
Yeah. So I go first. The band, and I've already told you about this band.
Yeah,
because I think I can't wait to tell.
I think you mentioned them at the end of an episode. I'm
Maybe?
almost positive, or maybe not.
I think I told you at the end of an episode.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't care. You need to listen to this now. Don't wait until I share it for
and
the
I
podcast.
did. I went and saved the album that this was off of and listened to it at least a couple times and really, really liked it.
So the band is called Origami Angel. This album is called Somewhere City, which I think is a great album, like start to finish, great album.
Agreed.
And that was released in 2019, and then last year, 2021, they released Gami Gang.
I haven't listened to that yet.
It's like twice as long.
Okay.
And I mean, it's still as good, if not better. But it's different.
Okay.
Like if you listen to this, so this whole album I think is a concept record. I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong. But it's so hopeful, and it's like emo, but not sad.
Emo's not sad, not inherently.
You're right. But when people like think, oh, you're an emo band, you're like whining about stuff, and it's like, yeah, maybe, but this is just like, it's different to me. And I'm not even saying it's about it's like that it's emo, but like a lot of music is, I don't want to say complaining, but I'm going to say complaining.
Okay.
Where this was just like, I'm super happy with myself. This album is, and then like their most recent album, like it starts off. Well, I want to say this first. So Somewhere City, it kind of starts off like, I'm in a depressive state, but I'm going to look on the bright side of things, and like the whole album is going from point A to point B of being like, maybe it starts off a little bit depressing, but then ends really happy as far as the whole record goes. And then when you start Gummy Gang, the first track is like then depressed again. And it's like, this is weird. Like it's 2019, so 3 years of plus a pandemic. But apparently none of the songs in Gummy Gang were written during the pandemic.
Oh.
Like they were all written before the pandemic.
Maybe it just took them longer to get them together.
Well, I think they had a chance to actually record it in 2020, to release it in 2021.
Gotcha.
But also, this is a 2-piece band. There are
so
only
you said
2 people in this band. One guy, Ryland, I can't pronounce his last name, Heagy. Heggie. So Ryland Heggie, according to Mr. Bittner over here.
Yeah.
Plays guitars, bass, and vocals. And then when he's live, he has a guitar and he has another pickup in it that just is around the bass strings that goes through another amplifier. So like that's the bass sound, and then the other stuff. Plus, I think he's tuned in a way where the bass strings will form a chord.
Okay.
And then he does a lot of lead stuff on the higher strings. And then Pat Doherty on drums. So it's just them. And like my friend Brian, I had, when I like a band, I'm like, ooh, are they playing anywhere soon? Now these guys aren't playing anywhere soon, but they were playing with, damn it, I can't think of the band. I really can't think of the band, but they were playing with a band that my friend Brian went to see. Okay. And I know that he went to see, and I'm like, oh, they played together. Like, did you see them? And then he's like, oh my God, yes, they were amazing.
Nice.
And it's like, usually he doesn't, well, I don't know if he does or not, but he really, really liked this band. And then he bought all their vinyl and was like, this is so good. And I think it's so good too. I think it's really good. Somewhere City and Gummy Gang. They have a song on Gummy Gang called Bossa Nova Core, which I think a lot of their titles don't mean anything.
Zero signal. Yeah.
As far as the song goes, but they'll put puns in there.
Yeah.
Like this one is called Dr. Whomst.
Yeah.
in reference maybe to Doctor Who.
And also that meme that was going around for a while about like Whomst. Like that being like the ultimate formal
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, that was weird. But not really.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get to playing it. So here is Dr. Whomst. The Gummy Gang.
But actually Origami Angel.
Origami Angel.
Where are they from? Do you know?
Ah, damn it. I don't know.
I would say it's got like it's like a more punked up Midwest emo vibe.
And they're Washington, D.C.
Okay.
I think they kind of like that. Starting to like myself.
Yeah.
And also like the very beginning, it's like, you know, I'm feeling like when I was a kid and I was just watching Danny Phantom eating Happy Meals.
Right.
Like I'm starting to feel really cool. Yeah, they're from Washington, D.C. Emo, indie rock, pop punk, math rock, easy core.
Sure.
Those are the genres.
Yeah.
Oh, Heggy cites Bare Naked Ladies, yes, Prince Daddy and the Hyena, which we've had on, and Little Uzi Vert as influences, alongside fellow DC emo bands like The Obsessives and Buddy Miles. Well, the drummer.
Yeah.
Cites Buddy Miles. Oh, I also kind of get the vibe of Reliant K. A little bit.
Yeah, I give you that. Other than this song, because we were going to talk about it, I haven't listened to the album in a couple weeks. Like, I listened to it like
start to finish.
Yeah, like right pretty much after you told me about him.
Yeah.
And I have the next song on the album saved, Say Less.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I must have really liked it, obviously, but I just, the whole album I saved too, because I just really liked it.
Weird part.
Yeah.
Mystery, because it's Doctor Who. Maybe going through, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how like they come up with names, but
Right.
like maybe this is like, oh well, this is they're going through the time vortex. If anyone knows what Doctor Who is.
Yeah, just you can hear a whole bunch of influences in their stuff, and I like all of it. Like they just took it all, used it in a good way.
Every single goddamn day. Metal.
But also mathy.
Yeah. Can you imagine the circle pit? Windmills.
Wait, we don't know what.
I love that it like how it slows down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
think you should rephrase that.
I don't
Is
know.
that a Doctor Who quote, I assume?
No, because it sounds like Scotty from Star Trek.
Oh. Maybe that's their like funny way of like when people post a picture of like
Yeah.
Dumbledore, but then they'll put a quote from like
Harry Potter.
No, they'll put a quote from like the
Star Trek.
Lord of the Rings, but then they'll like attribute it to like Jean-Luc Picard or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like just something really ridiculous like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like
Yeah,
that.
it's dope though. I like that whole album, and I should check out Gummy Gang as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
And Bossa Nova Core. It's funny.
in particular. Okay,
Well, it sticks out because like it is Bossa Nova for a little bit.
Okay.
And then it's not. But also that it's Bossa Nova Core, and it's just like it's a pun.
Right.
It's like, let's mash these things together, Novacore and Bossa Nova.
Yeah. I'm assuming Novacore is spelled like it is from the comics.
Yes.
Not Core, but Corps.
Yes.
Okay.
Corpse.
Yeah.
Like the press corps.
Right. Because I was also, when you first said it, I was thinking it could also be like, you know, how they add like core on the end, like it's metalcore, or it's emo core, it's whatever.
Yeah, Bossa Nova core.
Bossa Nova core.
I didn't think about it that way, but yeah, that'd be cool too.
I thought about it sort of both ways. So I was like,
because of hardcore Bossa Nova.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's
so.
Cool. Yeah, I dig them. They were on tour with Mom Jeans.
Wasn't that?
I was on their Insta for a hot second.
Yeah, but
they're going on tour with the Wonder Years.
No, they went on tour with the Wonder Years. It was the Wonder Years.
Oh, okay.
That was the tour.
Oh, you're right.
That my friend went to.
Yeah, that ended in March. I thought it said May.
Yeah.
Cool. That's another band I never listened to. The Wonder Years.
Wonder Years. Me either.
I'm sure they're fine. I just never.
My friends, Brian and his kids and his whole family, like they go to shows all the time.
Nice.
And his youngest is 15. His oldest is 22, 21, somewhere around there.
Nice.
And they go to hardcore shows. Not hardcore, but like, and they live up Bossa Nova core shows. So they go everywhere. Yeah. Like if somebody's playing, they're like, let's go. That's what they do, which I want to do more, but I've got a 7-year-old, so I can't be like, let's go to the show.
Yeah. Teacher life too. A little bit. Like I can't really. I think we've talked about this before. Maybe not. I've definitely talked about it with my friend Mike, but like pretty much reached the point where I can't just do like a show in Philly on Tuesday night and like rally and go to school the next day. Like I need at least a half day the next day.
Yeah.
Just to catch up on a little bit of sleep.
Like I want to go see 2 shows on the same day on a Sunday. One's in Pittsburgh and one's in Bethlehem. I'd rather go to the Pittsburgh show, but that's a 3-hour drive afterwards. And I would totally want to hang out with these people because they're friends. Well, one is a friend, and the other one's I'm going to make
an enemy.
No, one's a friend, and the other ones I haven't met yet in real life, but I will.
Nice. Will you sing them that song by Michael Bublé? Just haven't met you yet.
I don't know that song enough. Okay. So, who's Michelle Willis?
She is an amazing singer and songwriter. Yeah. From up north in Canada.
In northern Pennsylvania.
In northern Pennsylvania, Canada. I'm trying to think of when I first became aware of her. I think it was when
Family Dinner, I bet.
Family Dinner Volume 2, yeah. She was one of the featured. Let's back up a second. So Family Dinner Volume 2 is the second album that Snarky Puppy did with singers. And basically the concept of the first one was we like these particular singers and their songs, and we as Snarky Puppy are going to kind of just rework their song a little bit and be their backing band. Would you say that's fair?
Yep.
Okay. So Volume 2, same idea, except we're also going to bring in somebody else to be featured along with you on your tune. Okay. That's basically what they did to just kind of up the ante. So it wasn't that they took one of Michelle Willis's songs and redid it or whatever. They took Laura Mvula's song, and then Michelle was the guest on her track. Okay. And she did some like backing vocals and I think played like harmonium or something, like some kind of keyboardy type thing. Cool. And then you don't get enough of her though in that to be like, ooh, who's this Michelle Willis person? Like I think she's great on it, but it was on I went to see, they did like a tour of the film for Family Dinner Volume 2. So it wasn't just the performances, it was also like all the behind the scenes stuff, and then like other like little performances they would do in between. And that's where I really was like, ooh, who is she? I need more of her. I need to hear more of her stuff. There's like a little thing where it's like they talk to her a little bit, and she, you get a little bit of info from her, and then I think it's just like her and Michael League on like him on acoustic guitar and her singing this tune called "Heavy Is the Head That Wears the Crown." Yeah. And I just like instantly fell in love with her voice and like her style and everything. And then I forget how long after that she released her solo debut on Ground Up Records.
Is this
This is from that. Yeah, she only has 2 albums out. The second album just came out like a few weeks ago. Okay. Like middle of April. And yeah, I just really like what she does. She became a part of the Lighthouse Band with David Crosby.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it was her, Becca Stevens, another great singer-songwriter, and Michael League backing up David Crosby, and they did a couple albums together and have toured with him and stuff. I was lucky enough to see them when they were on tour a few years ago. As that group, it was just the four of them, which was really cool. So, yeah, I just really like this. Now, I will say I had only a little bit of research to do on this, like we always do. But having COVID and COVID brain and everything else, even though I was just like laying around my house, I just like kept forgetting things. And what I wanted to do was, so she sold a version of her, it was like basically like a songbook of this album. So you could get like the piano parts and vocal parts and all that stuff. And I don't think it was every copy, but I think if you paid like a little extra, she would sign it or whatever, which was cool. Dumb me not reading my full email. I get an email from her, or I get an email from the thing that says like, hey, we got your order or whatever. And I'm like, hey, great. And I didn't bother opening it. And then a couple days later, I opened it and it said, hey, we got your order. Who's this for? And or is there a particular song that you like? And then it's signed from Michelle Willis, like the email. And I was like, wait a second. I thought this was just some like form email saying, we got your thing, it's coming, whatever. So she wasn't just signing it. She wanted to like
give it to you or give it to that person.
It to whoever. And so I got back to her and I was like, oh my gosh, hey, I'm so sorry I missed this. It's for me. I'm just a huge fan of yours. And I was like, a tune I really like is Persimmon, which is this one. And in the meantime, she had already sent them out because she just needed to get them out and whatever.
Like, well, this person's not
so she was like, oh man, she's like, I already sent them out. She's like, I'm pretty sure I picked that song, but she's like, I honestly don't remember. So she's like, it'll be a mystery until it gets there. So sure enough, it gets there and she wrote like a little something about Persimmon. But here's what I don't know is what she wrote because I forgot to look it up. So here's the enticement for the Discord. I'll take like a little picture of what she wrote in the songbook and I'll post it in the Discord then.
Look at that.
After the episode comes out.
To the Discord.
Yeah. So also me interacting on the Discord, which is not super rare. But
you know, Naomi is interacting a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi's awesome.
Yeah.
They wanted to give me that list, but I'm like, you should just do it to the whole group.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they're like, I'm gonna do it one by one instead of the whole.
Yeah, smart.
So they're posting. Naomi is posting just songs that they like. So
yeah, it's cool.
Anyways, but here is
Persimmon
by
Michelle Willis
off of
See Us Through.
There you
the name of the album. Yeah. By the way, if you want to learn more about her, she just did a great interview on the Third Story podcast as well.
Cool.
I'm holding on to a thought of you.
So it reminds me of contemporary Christian music.
Okay.
At this point. Piano, vocals, like, just goes there for me immediately.
She's very storytellery too, like in her delivery. Like I think if you dropped her in like the 70s or the 60s, like it would fit right in. Yeah. She's got that kind of like old soul vibe.
Joni Mitchell. Yeah. When you say that, it's like, oh, totally, 100%.
And it's interesting too, like how well her and David Crosby like hit it off, and I think that's why.
That's exactly why. It's like you remind me of me when I was young,
or like my buddies from 50 years ago or whatever.
From where were they? What were they based out of?
California, right?
Yeah, but what? Like there was a section that key change. It's just like what? Excuse me. I hope that wasn't in the thing.
It's probably in the thing because I heard it in my headphones. So this album's cool too because it's a lot of this kind of stuff where it's like more, it's mostly her, and then there are some like other vocals and other things. The new album is just more, she's had a lot more time to work on it.
Yeah.
She's met more people and worked with more people, and so like there's more people. Like Michael McDonald is on her new album. Yes, Michael McDonald. Like,
okay.
Yep. And Crosby and like some other people and stuff. But yeah.
they're all kind of like that, which I think is a really cool way of working these days. It's just like, hey, I want you on my album.
Yeah.
And that is totally 100% from hip hop.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, like we'll just collab.
Yeah.
Collab.
Yeah.
Are those? Never mind. It is. I have not listened to this in headphones.
Okay.
And I think I only listened to it once.
Yeah, it's just more vocals.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't even know how to describe it because it's like, it's thickening.
Yeah. I got to see her at Rockwood also. Rockwood 1, like the real tiny room. Just her on a piano, and it just incredible. Like she's just so good, even just by herself on a piano.
Did she key change again? did they work back to the original key?
I didn't notice.
I'm wondering if it does, because it's just like if you key change up,
I can look at my songbook when I get home.
There you go. And then you key change again up, and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, but her use of like harmony and stuff is so good all over the like not just on this song, but just in general. And like, and it's abrupt, but it's not. And it's also not, she didn't like totally set it up, but like it feels natural to just kind of go there, if that makes sense.
So there was a weird thing that just happened that we kind of missed. I'm going to go back.
Okay.
Is that it? That. Like those synth parts that are just
organ.
Like... Is it an organ?
Mm-hmm.
Like a real organ?
Like a jazz organ.
Are you sure? Because that sounds like synthy.
Go back.
If it is, it's like with thick
maybe
with
it is
reverb.
Synthy. Yeah.
Trust me, I know organ sounds. So does Christian. But it's definitely a sit and chill.
Mm-hmm. This whole album, it's not long. The album.
I'm holding on to a thought of you. I didn't ever want to lose you. It's been so long since I saw you. Now
Like the way that that's played seems.
It's very gospel.
Yeah.
Very jazz piano as well.
Yeah.
Miss having you to know.
Like standard type of piano. It's not.
But just like she like digs into that low note,
Yeah.
like yeah. She was doing through most of 2020 and into 2021 too, doing every Monday night on Facebook. She would like live stream.
Cool.
Facebook and Instagram, just like live stream herself, and it became like a thing. I think it became like too much of a thing.
Yeah.
She had to like take a couple weeks. Well, she was like eventually like when she could like leave the country and when she could like do other things. Like she was, I think she's based out of Brooklyn now. So I think like eventually when she could get to Canada and different stuff, like she needed to like take a few weeks off. But it became a thing of like where people could suggest songs and she would do like covers and originals and this and that and the other thing. And but I would try to tune in as much as possible, and it just was really, really nice. Again, it was like her in her apartment. On a Monday night for like an hour, just playing tunes, and yeah, it was just really nice. Yeah, she's one of my favorite singers and songwriters and stuff. I'm glad she just put out the new album. There's your computer.
That was not on there. That was from this computer,
Fair
not
enough.
this computer. So no one heard it except for you.
It was very loud. Anyway, I was saying I'm glad she put out the new album because now there's just more of her music to have.
Yep.
Which I've been missing. Although in that interview I mentioned on the Third Story podcast, she talks about some bands in Canada that she was in or sang with and stuff. And so I went and saved a couple of those albums too to go back and listen to. Just like hear a little bit more Michelle Willis. So yeah.
Cool.
That's all. I will, like I said, I'll try to remember by the time I get home, take a picture of what she wrote about Persimmon in the songbook.
What does that mean?
Persimmon, it's a fruit,
Is it?
isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so. Let me look it up. Nope, that's the wrong button.
Persimmon.
Persimmon tree. I know that's a thing. Boy, I'm
it is
getting
a fruit.
terrible service.
It is. It looks like a tomato.
Okay.
Persimmon is an edible fruit of a number of species.
Is it
of trees.
orangey?
It's an orange color, but it looks like a tomato.
Okay.
Like an orange tomato.
There it is. Oh, yeah. There. Yep.
But from trees.
Yeah. What does it taste like?
I don't know. There's a lot of them, though.
There's a thing on here. What do persimmons taste like? Beautiful, delicate flavor that almost has a cantaloupe quality to it, both in color and sweetness. Okay.
Oh, it's weird. Like so it looks like a tomato, but when you cut it open, it does not look like a tomato. It looks like a pumpkin. But not, because it doesn't have a giant hollow part.
Right.
So like, yeah. What are you guys doing? What's your podcast about? Describing fruit.
Describing fruit terribly. Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. Like we said, there's a Discord. Bo already mentioned socials. Find us on Instagram, Facebook.
At Two Tunes
Send us an email.
Podcast.
Cowards.
At
Send
Two
us
Tunes
an email.
Podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
All these links are in the description below.
Yeah.
Whatever podcatcher you're on. Which, at one point, Spotify was our number one.
Oh,
And now Apple's back up there.
okay.
There is a thing that when you go to, let me see if I can pull this up. When you go to Spotify, when we go to Spotify,
Like as Two Tunes Podcast.
as Two Tunes Podcast,
Okay.
that was not, don't worry about that. No one heard it except for you. When you go there, it'll tell you what our listeners are listening to. So my question for you,
For me,
yeah, Mr. Bittner.
is it 5?
No, yeah, it's like top 5 type
No,
things.
no, I meant is it the band 5? Because I posted them the other day and got a lot of hate.
What?
I got a lot of hate on that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know the song? I'll play it for you. Maybe.
Oh, where are you?
Oh no, I'm not going to play it for you because I don't get any service in here. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find our top 5 audience streamers. Top 5. Oh my God, it's 100% female. Awesome. Yeah.
This is the top 5 things that I listen to.
No. This is the top 5 things our listeners, artists, their listeners are they're listening to.
Okay.
Like our,
but it doesn't tell you who.
yeah, it tells you like not what person, but right now it's obviously one person.
Okay.
So I don't know where number 1 is or number 5 is. So it just
Okay.
like goes across.
Okay.
I'm going to save 1 for last.
Okay.
So, Weezer.
This is what I'm listening to?
No. This is what our
listeners
our
are listening to.
listeners
Okay,
on
fair enough.
Spotify
Right.
are listening to.
Okay.
So if you are listening on Spotify,
Yes.
you are in these rankings.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's one
So
person.
this
though.
is not me because I don't
This is
listen to
not you because
the
you don't.
podcast
You
on
yes.
Spotify.
If you listen to our music on Spotify,
This might be my friend Sarah.
maybe this is what you're listening to.
Okay.
I'm just gonna read them out of order.
Great.
I'm
Weezer.
gonna leave the top 2. Not the top 2. It's not the top 2.
This is getting
This
boring.
may be number 1.
Weezer.
Weezer.
Okay.
This may be number 4
Okay.
or 2. I don't know. Green Day. Number 5 or 1.
Sure.
I don't know because I don't know how it's ranked.
Yep.
Bon Jovi.
John Bovey.
Right in the middle, number 3. It has to be number 3.
Sure.
Nickelback.
Okay.
And then number 2 or number 4, which tells me exactly who it is me, Echoes in the Well House.
Oh.
So if you want to listen to some ambient stuff, go listen to my stuff. I got a new album coming out next Friday, the 13th.
Cool.
And I'm quite proud of it because I don't really listen to my stuff after I put it out, and then I listen to a little bit of it and I'm like, oh, I actually like this.
Nice.
So if you like ambient music, that I'm shilling myself.
Yeah, you should. No one
I
else
should.
will.
Yeah, you're right. But new album coming out next Friday.
Yeah.
I will never feature Echoes in the Well House on this unless it's the thing that I want to work towards, which I'll tell you off mic.
Okay.
Because I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
Cool.
It requires a lot of me.
Sweet. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yes, thank you guys. We will see you next week on The Price is Right.
Bye.
I can't stop it.
Goodbye. Says
Good.
right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Taking my headphones off. Goodbye.